God, it's a piece of garbage. Before I forget, go sub to Alzamat Films and go watch last night's live stream. Him and Testify were roasting this other YouTuber who I won't mention because I don't know if I get in trouble for YouTube for that. So freaking hysterical. It was like 2.5 hours of just roasting cringe cast type of stuff. And, you know, we can all be cringe a little bit, but it's fun to make fun of people who really just gild the lily with cringe, like just over the top, trying too hard. And honestly, now I think about it, like I wonder if there's some mental illness involved with that. Maybe. It's so Alzamat Films and Testify. They go after this person, Jesse. I'll leave it at that. So freaking funny. It's well worth playing in the background until they get into roasting her. It's just off the hook. Based Alzamat. Anyway, so Spider-Man sucked. Cucking cast, power bottom, submissive, simp cast, coping cast, soy flash, and settling for soy. You don't have to settle for getting your leg peed on. The difference is the old way was concentrated pee, but maybe now they drink water all day and it's totally dilute, but there's still peeing on your face. Oh yeah, this is much better. This is dilute urine isn't nearly as degrading, but it's still Hollywood peeing in your face. And Hollywood is the worst. They're monsters in human flesh. I don't even know how human they are. It's like the mask. The mask slips a little bit more with Hollywood every day. Well, let's applaud Weinstein some more. Isn't he literally someone who struggle snuggle people for like decades? And he made great movies and he made us all wealthy. We can sacrifice a few virgin girls to Moloch. Okay, that says a lot about Hollywood. Hollywood pees in your face. Why would you pay for that? Tug was on with Flash last night, and Tug was saying what I'm saying, what a bunch of other people have been saying. Just don't pay people who hate you. What happened to Without Respect, We Reject? It's like all these YouTubers are just lined up to go see the movies. Like, I got to see these movies and talk about them. Oh, it wasn't that bad, so I kind of liked it, so maybe they're going in a good direction. Oh, you sweet, sweet summer child. Tug was the only one with any stones, not spalls, huevos, on that panel. And he, everyone else on the panel seemed like coomer consumers who were willing to get peed on because at least it was dilute urine. And the hope was they would, bring some better movies in the future. Okay, here's the thing. The best I'll say about, and I like Flash a lot. I'll say is like they're naive. I think Hollywood is over, and I don't mean that hyperbolically. I mean, they've painted themselves into a woke corner. And the second part of that equation is the people who run Hollywood are they are this thing. They are this very, very globalist, woke. They want to destroy everything. So they painted themselves in a corner, but they also are not pressured to be there. They're not pressured to be in this wokeness, this anti-white thing, destroy everything with every type of thing and create something new that sucks. They're not pressured to be there by social media and the Twitter kids, because there's like 50,000 Twitter kids who are woke, and there's millions who are not. They're pushing themselves there. They're driving the train. They could do whatever they want. They don't give a shit about Twitter. There's your billion-dollar companies. They could ignore Twitter tomorrow. It wouldn't make a difference. It's not Twitter pressuring them. They're pressuring them. If you read the interviews with them, there was that insane chick who worked for Disney and said, we're leaving money on the table by not putting all these diverse BLT characters in it. It's like nobody ever in the interview said, like, well, aren't you going to lose the original customers by trying to open up the market? You'll probably lose the base. So like you're seeking 2% of this diverse and then 2% of this BLT stuff, but you're losing 60% of your base audience. It's like, no, they'll all be on board with it. Well, why would a majority be on board with something that is on the fringe? That doesn't make sense. Oh no, trust me, they know it's not going to sell. This is not about money. Companies to them are just instruments. Like, oh my God, it's like people seem to think, oh my God, the company goes under. It's so horrible. This company, this Jural entity, it's just zeros. It's just filings in Delaware. It's just paper and zeros and ones. It's nothing. It's not attached to them. You can't pierce the corporate veil. It's just a mathematical structure with legal rights and obligations associated to it. If Disney goes bankrupt tomorrow, all those same people, the top 1% at Disney, will just go elsewhere. And they don't care about the bottom 99%. And to be fair, they'll probably go elsewhere also. they will go start another movie company. They have all the money in the world to do whatever they want to do. Anyway, Flash, Yellow Flash, I don't know his real name. It seems like a great guy. And a lot of these YouTubers seem like we could clown pill them if we had like a few months of waking them up. He doesn't know Hollywood. He's kind of a little bit naive where that's concerned, which is weird because he covers pop culture, but I think he covers more manga and comics and that video games, that kind of aspect of pop culture. And some people just don't, like, you can't, it's hard to wake somebody who's pretending to be asleep. Some people don't want to see something because it puts you in a position of having to change your worldview and see the world as it is, not the way you wish it was. The road to, and I will say that EVS has made some comments about, like, I think he said something about Netflix a year ago or plus. He said, after Cuties, why would you support it in any capacity? It's like, it's over. How could you support people who promote child abuse, that was what Cuties was. If you continue to support Netflix, then you're just a mindless coomer consumer. So Tug and EVS are absolutely right in that regard. The road to accepting soy is saying, oh, it wasn't that woke. It was only a little blonde man bad. That is bitch talk. They race swap the characters. If you accept that, then you're a bitch also. Don't be soy. I heard Zach lately, he's been so soft about things. I'm starting to wonder about the levels of just, I don't know, softness among YouTubers. Hashtag get on Odysee. Odysee is incredibly, incredibly based. It's like YouTube was, it's even more based than YouTube was 15 years ago. So I went sailing last night to check it out. Mary Jane looks like not good. She didn't look like dog shit in the comics. Woke Mary Jane looks common and base. She looks like just billions of people, grubby people around the world. She's not star material. She's common and she's not special. Where the originals, the red-haired, the blonde-haired girls, those are the rarest traits on Earth. They're the ultra-rare minority. I don't understand how you swap out red and blonde are the two ultra-rare minorities, so you swap out this rarest of the rare, this precious gem, for the most common trait on Earth. Oh, it's diversity. But you got rid of diversity by swapping them out. It's not diversity. It's just anti-white. And as soon as the normie can kind of reach that point, that uncomfortable point, which like they just don't want, I just want my Spider-Man. Well, you're not getting Spider-Man because Hollywood is over. You're never getting any of these characters again because ultimately they own the IP. If you want something, you got to make your own comic. Make your own story. Make your own micro-budget movie. Whatever it can be, stand-up sketch, horror comedies can be made for like a few $100,000. But you don't have Hollywood anymore. It's like that relationship is over. It's just over. There's no going back to it. They're never gonna. They've had the past 5 years of very, very obviously peeing on your face. Even if they promise not to do it anymore, they're still the same evil people. Why would you go back and support them in any capacity whatsoever? Anyway, so Gwen Stacy and MJ were rare beauties. In fact, every sidekick in Spider-Man is very ugly. They look like some woke checklist was just going down the checklist, and it's like, okay, let's make everything woke. The movie is full of little woke propaganda that the sleeping normie is not awake to. Take the Joker pill. And a lot of it is the found family concept, the rejection of the blood family, and replacement with a new, diverse family. Because films are made by globalists for propaganda purposes. They've been using this found family concept for a long time in films and comics. Ultimately, the short version is it's nationalism versus globalism. It's been that way for the past 80 years. It's just it's getting more and more obvious. Now to the point, it's like, finally people are starting to wake up to it. It's like, gee, why didn't you wake up to it in 1965? Why didn't you do something about it in 1965? It's a little late now. I mean, better late than never, but you better wake up fast. So the goal is to get people to reject their blood tribe. And they present this new multicultural family as superior in every way. Why would it be? You have nothing in common. You share no traits, no core dogma. It's like America now. It's like, what unites America? Well, it's not the Constitution, because half the country hates it. It's not a shared culture, a shared DNA. It's not a shared anything. It's like, it's nothing. It's just an economic zone for wealthy bankers and big tech and other NGOs. It's just a commercial zone for Russia, China, and Israel. Anyway, so they They present this multicultural family as a much improvement in every way because strong extended family makes strong neighborhoods, which makes strong state and nation, which means Hugo Boss, according to their logic. So it's safer to keep people rootless and unfocused. Keep people. I'm editing on the fly because I realize a lot of this stuff is so just way too base for YouTube. Their goal is to keep people rootless and unfocused. Keep people fighting other tribes so the nation is easily controlled, which is exactly what you see happening right now in America, Canada, Australia, Western Europe, New Zealand. Diversity is weakness. It's always been a weakness. They've known that for the past 4,000 years. To hear Justin say, diversity is our greatest thing. Really? Well, because where in the past 5,000 years has that been true? Oh, never. Never. Literally never. Past all recorded human history, it's never been true. So why are you saying it now? And no one in the media is like, oh, there's just these mindless NPC. Diversity is our strength. Show me a city where that's been proven true. Oh, I can't do that because it doesn't exist. Oh, because so you're just lying, and the media is accepting the lie and propagating that lie. Yeah, the media's in on it too. Diversity is weakness. That's why they push diversity. Is this too base for YouTube? I don't know. It's probably won't get monetized though. The globalists hate you, and everything they do is evil, designed to harm you. There are no good movies out of Hollywood. Small indie films, maybe, but nothing distributed on a large scale. It's impossible. It's impossible. Hollywood is over. It's over. Just accept it's over. If you like Spider-Man, slap yourself. If you liked it, you're liking something made by the worst people on earth. Or maybe you're a normie that wants to stay asleep. These are evil people. Any fruit from the poison tree is going to continue to be poison. Why do you think they race swapped characters? How does that honor the original vision of the artist? They don't. This isn't Spider-Man. This is globalist propaganda using the name Spider-Man to show you how much better diverse Spider-Man is when you destroy the original blonde and blue and red-haired characters. Except it's not. It's worse. Nobody looks like they belong together. They're ephemeral. They don't have a past. They don't have a future because they mean nothing to each other because they're not a tribe. They're nothing but a globalist checklist. The willing suspension of disbelief isn't working because the characters are too obviously diverse. This isn't how human tribalism works. We need to clockwork orange these normies with red pills until they accept that it's good. Hatred is good. It's good to hate this crap. It's good to hate these people who make this crap. They're evil, evil lizard people. Oh, come on now. It's just a movie. I just want my popcorn and my Spider-Mans. Well, then go sailing for it if you have to watch it. Then, okay, if it's just a movie, why didn't they stick to the artist's original vision of Flash, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, and his partner sidekick, who was that thing in the middle? Why didn't they stick to the original vision? Why'd you get rid of the blonde and red hair characters? I think Flash was blonde also, wasn't he? It's not just a movie. None of this is just movies. This isn't just on the surface level. You got to wipe that shit off. This is propaganda. It's been propaganda since World War II. How the fuck did people not see this? It's okay. They replaced the original characters with these ugly dog shit stand-ins. Skip. Yeah, this movie's gonna hit $1 billion because people are asleep and they're desperate for something. It's like, oh, it's dilute urine you're peeing in my face. Thank you, sir. Please drink some more water and dilute your urine further. It's gonna go. The next movie's gonna. This is woke. Like Flash saying, oh, it wasn't that woke. It was sort of okay. No, it is woke. This is wokeness. You're being effed in the A and then they're seeing on your face. This is woke. Please look at the screen and tell me this is Spider-Man. Oh yeah, it looks just like the comic book, just like Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's Spider-Man. I don't know. I guess Stan Lee, Steve Ditko probably. I have no idea. Comics are lame. Comics were better back then. Like if you want to read comics, start from the very beginning in comics and go up to 1990. Yeah, I'd say that's a good cutoff point. I realized, 1990 was 31 years ago. Yeah, comics have been shit for a long time. If you want comics, go write your own. Literally, just write your own fucking comics. It can't be that hard. You could probably sell a comic and distribute a comic for probably $25,000. If you crowdfund and you get something started, you could probably have a comic in people's hands in 2 or 3 years. Or a story, or something, anything. It doesn't matter what you do. Do something, do anything. It's better than this. This is not Spider-Man. It's just the name Spider-Man is prominent in the background. And I think this is the one where they had Audi. Every car has an Audi, or it was the earlier. These characters, oh yeah, this is Yeah, that's Spider-Man, all right. Yeah. Yep, that's just like Spider-Man. Just exactly like. What's this white boy doing here? She's such crap. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys. I don't know if this is too base for YouTube. I'll see you guys next episode.